Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Half Hour with EdFi. We appreciate you sharing your lunch hour with us, the data collection team from SCDE, and we appreciate that our partners from PowerSchool are joining us as well. We have a new error and solution that we would like to make you aware of in the organization schedules category for courses, and we'll look at that here in a moment and also share with you some documentation around the solution because this one does have a solution. If you would like to correct these errors, there's a way that you can do that. If you are on state reporting 231210, this is one that you might have seen. So before looking at that, just a quick reminder about staying up to date with your latest state reporting update. A quick plug for this very helpful summary that Mary sent out on December 8 on state reporting 231120 and 231210. If you'd like to take a look at that summary, that was sent out on December 8th. So if you're not sure what was in those releases, have a look at that email. And coming this week, we have 231220. Is there anything that you wanted to mention with regard to any of these releases today?
I just want to let you know that 23.12.2 is out. It came out yesterday.
Oh, fantastic. Let me go ahead and update this.
We did ask for early deploy on that, Wendy. So if they're on auto updates and hosted by PowerSchool, those will be updated this weekend.
Okay.
If they're not on auto updates, then I believe that's coming out the following weekend, towards the end of the month.
Great. Everyone, make sure that you get on this release. There's some good stuff in there. There were some questions about CRDC, which I know don't directly relate to some of the EdFi discussion that we'll have today, but if you had questions about that, you'll definitely want to make sure that you're up to date. Okay, so what we're going to look at today is a recent error that has been seen in the organization schedules publishing category, and we will look at it together. The message looks something like this, and it's for courses. Validation of course failed. See some other stuff. Course identification, system descriptor ID is required. Course identification code is required. Before we look at this, could I get a quick show of hands to see who has already seen this error? 10 people, maybe more coming. Okay, great. Well, then this is a good one to talk about today. Maybe you can get this resolved if you would like to do that today. While we look at this, as you all know, our half hour with EdFi is just half an hour. So you may have other things that you were hoping to ask about or talk about today. So please put those in the chat as you think of them. And once we finish looking at this, maybe we can dig into some of your questions as well. This one just happens to be current. Okay, so this is an error. If you haven't seen it yet, maybe you're not on the latest state reporting just yet. So once you are, it will probably appear for you because there was some mapping that was added, and due to a new requirement there for credit type, you're gonna see some errors in this organization schedules category. Okay, so we have 11 here, and let's see if any of these is the one that we need to look at. So I'm going to go to errors. And just to show you best practice for going through and doing your troubleshooting, I'm going to go through each of these. I know it's in courses, but I'm going to go through. Imagine I just published, click clear cache. And that way we're looking at the most up-to-date information. And then for courses, there they are. There are my 11 total records. Let's take a look at the schools where we see this error. It's only for the LEA office, so only for your district office, whatever that's called in your PowerSchool instance. Here we have the course numbers that are affected by this. Here we have the course names. And there's a course number here as well, and the error code. All of these are error 400, and here's my error message that I showed you in the slide. Sometimes folks ask, what is this resource ID? If you see something here, that just means that this course has published before. But if there is a new requirement, which there is now, then it would make sense that if there's some reason that isn't fulfilled by the data that's being sent, that you would see something here that's showing that it published in the past, but it is not now, it's failing now. Okay, so to investigate this one, I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and show you the solution for this one. So let's start with the first one, this Algebra 1 EOC-EP. So we know that this is due to credit type, so I'm gonna click on the course number. It will take me directly to this page for the course. And if I scroll down here, you're going to see that this field doesn't have anything in it. And we happen to know that this is the issue because this is now a required piece. And so we're going to look in a second at some documentation, especially if you're newer in your role and you're wondering, well, how do I know what to put here? We're going to guide you to where you can find that information. But for right now, I'm going to put C, HS. The HS is for high school. That can be at the beginning or the end. And this is a math class, and so I think that that would work in this case for Algebra 1. Okay, so we'll remember what our course name is. We're going to try to submit this and publish it. Okay, my changes have been recorded. Great, so let's go back over to our dashboard. Okay, I haven't published this one yet, so I need to find it so I can just publish that one if that's what we're going to do. You could fix it for all of them, but let's just see if that will work. So to find that one, I'm going to scroll down and click on System and go to Data Publishing. We'll give this a second to load. And this was for the LEA office, the district office. So I'm going to select District 1 here. That's the name of the district in this instance. And then it was organization schedules. So for your category here, you would want to select schedule. And what we're going to try to do is just find the JSON for the course and just take a look at that so you can see it for those of you who might be curious to see what that looks like for the information that's missing. And then also this will help us publish just that one record. Okay, so there's a lot here. So I'm going to show a little bit more on the page. All these things have published, so these are fine. I happen to know that this is probably somewhere in the middle here. Got 12 or 11 of them, I guess, scattered about. Give this a second to catch up. Okay, great. So let's see if we can find our course. Notice that over here in the description, we have the names of the courses. So I'm looking for my Algebra 1 EOCEP. It was Algebra 1. It didn't just say Algebra. So I don't think that's it. The one that's not on this page. Let's see if it's on the next page. If it's not, we can also just, there aren't that many of them. We can just publish all of our errors there and do that instead. Instead, I'm going to go back and just run a publish errors. Okay, so, oh, it did it on its own. Ha, that's great. This might be one of those things where the background processes might have gone ahead and picked that up once I made that change. So that's great. I could have also gone here to run now and selected publish errors. But I know that my number has gone down, so I'm just going to go look and see if that particular one has gone away. Okay, so here it's still showing 11. Let me clear my cache, and there's my Algebra 1. Next was Biology 1. Oh, the Algebra 1 went away, so that took care of it, and that has published. I would like to show you, though, just with any of these, what the JSON looks like. So let me go back to that page 51 over here, just so you can see. Is that what happened there, Vet? That was one of the sort of automated processes or one of the fields that it just picks up?
Yes, ma'am.
When there's a change? Awesome. That's good to know. Oh, they're on that page if I'm showing 100 at a time. Sorry. Okay, here's one. This is English 2. If we click here, this is what it looks like. And where this is sent in EdFi is called identification code. So you couldn't necessarily have figured out from this that that's what was missing. So we just wanted to go ahead and let you know that if you were to look at an error that has this with nothing in your quotation marks here for identification code for the course, that's what's going on there. So if the error message is not enough, that's another place you can look to confirm. You can also click course to see the error message again. If you're troubleshooting and you're trying to make sure you're looking at the right thing, there it is. So you can do that. And I haven't gone in and fixed all of these, so I won't try to publish those, but I just wanted to show you what that looked like. Before we look at any documentation on the credit type, let me look in the chat. Okay, Jeanette says, what type of credit type should we use if blank and not a high school course? We usually have left those blank then. Okay, so Wyatt's asking, what are others in the room use for non-high school course credit types? So for example, homeroom, advisory, that kind of thing. Missy has suggested I use ES for elementary and MS for middle school. We'll look at the documentation. Those appear to be options if they make sense for your course. If you go to the PowerSchool feature box and click on SIS documents, it will take you to this page. And if you do a search for credit type is right here. This is the document you want to look at. So if we open this, we could put some links in the chat too here in a minute if we need to. There's a little intro that explains to you what these are all about. And some of you clearly are already very familiar with thinking through this based on your good comments that you have and suggestions. Credit types are included. I'll just read a few pieces to you in the stored grades table with credit_type as the field name. And this is displayed on the course and historical grades detail view page as shown in the screenshots below. So you can see a few screenshots of where that is in the document. Okay, there's historical grades. Okay, there's the page we were just looking at, right, with credit type. And the way you end up putting in the code there is you just put in the correct code, comma, no spaces, and then the next piece. Okay, so there's some more explanation here. I won't read all of it to you. This chart is good to look at where it says update for credit types -EOC. There are a few key things to remember that it details in the documents. There's a little bit of information that's pretty helpful in terms of the order of things. So for example, if it's a high school course, HS needs to go at the beginning or the end, things like that. So like I said, I won't read the document to you, but there's some good guidance here about how these work. Yeah, let me pause for a minute and see what's going on in our chat. Thank you, Jason. Our SIS manual states to use ES for elementary school and MS for middle school. So does anyone have any questions about this or any thoughts on what do you do if you have a lot of them?
Yeah, I think that having a credit type in these courses is important. So there's definitely going to be some pains as we modernize this data collection platform from PowerSchool, and this is just one of the smaller ones, honestly. When you have 2,000, I'd look at an import, right? I'd create an import template that had the different courses sorted in different ways, so I could just kind of batch load different credit types to different sections of courses. That's the wrong term, not sections, but groups of courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's doable. It takes a minute, and I hate that you have to spend time doing it, but we're going to find stuff like this as we continue down this path, and this is just one of the latest iterations of it.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, if there's nothing else from my team or from you all or from PowerSchool, I appreciate you all being with us today. And if you ever have topics that you'd like to see brought up during these sessions, please let us know. It's Wednesdays at the same time every Wednesday, half hour with FI. Thank you for being with us here today, and we will hopefully see you again next week.